Good evening. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Subscriber Sunday. And yes, it is What Remains of Edith Finch, chosen by Rocket Cactus. And thank you for those redeems. How's it going, everybody? What's up, Ash? What's up, Poobles? And of course, man of the hour, Cactus. Man, since you told me what your username means, I just think a whole new life has been breathed into it, because I love cacti and I love rock-eye, the things that fire out of rocket launchers. So, Cactus, thank you for bringing me everlasting joy through the medium of your username. I really appreciate it. And Poobles, Poobles. Poobles. Let me tell you about this cat Poobles. Listen, Poobles was born in 1883. But looks 21. What's up with that? But the point is, Poobles is great, amazing, phenomenal, and awesome. And that's Poobles. By the way, if you're watching this in the future and you don't know why I'm suddenly just being really nice to everyone, thanks for all the redeems, everybody. Save that for another one, Poobles. For another Poobles. Oh wait a minute, Poobles fact is not a redeem, is it? Anyway. Oh right, okay, that's where the youth comes in. 2 hour remains. Oh my god, Cantus, it's like we're playing Majora's Mask when you say that. I'm picturing the moon. Don't want to think of that moon. Whilst we find out what remains of Edith Finch. I don't know if anyone caught the Finch references. Letters to You, Finch, from the What It Is to Burn album. No? Anyway. Probably one of her family members in the band. What remains of Finch the band is more the question in 2023, am I right, guys? Hope you've had a fantastic weekend. It's fantastic to see you now and here. First of all, to all the mothers out there, you mothers, happy Mother's Day in this country. Thanks for being here. And let me tell you this, here's a Fox fact. It was an absolute pleasure to see my mother today, and my job was to bring the dessert. And I took a cheesecake that dazzled, and I was pleased. Sort of like a Fox fact / Fox anecdote / here's something that just happened to me today. It's relevant as a Mother's Day stream as well as a subscriber Sunday. We can do it all together. Countess, I hope that's okay with you. Is it Mother's Day in Germany? I know the UK shares that Mother's Day date with a few other countries. But yeah, interested in this, know nothing about it, which is obviously the way to go into another first playthrough on this channel. 14th of May. Okay, cool. Sure. Well, happy Muttertag to all the UK mothers out there. But yes, haven't posted a stream schedule yet because I don't know what time I'm going to finish working on Tuesday, because it could be a late one. But I think I did promise some Hi-Fi Rush tomorrow, so that's what we're looking at tomorrow. How does everybody feel about that? But then again, last week's Metal Gear stream was so much fun. I don't know what to do. Why can't we have 2 Mondays? Just imagine Bob Geldof like... You know that because he like hates Mondays like that. Anyway, let's play the game. Thank you, Rocket Cactus, for being a subscriber and for picking this game. That's really, really sweet of you. Let's check it out. Let's find out what remains of Edith Finch. Edith. Oh no, I mean, I guess I did say it right. Do Annapurna make cat food? Or is there like a cat food company that sounds like Annapurna? Because whenever I see that logo, I'm like, they're a cat food company, aren't they? Oh. Poobles. Poobles coming in with the luxury hamper. Sounds great. I mean, I'm just going to sit here and pretend that I know exactly what a Cartwright and luxury hamper is exactly. But I'm jealous. I bet everyone in the chat right now wishes they were Pooble's mum. But what Pooble's mum is asking right now, along with the rest of us, is what remains of Edith Finch? Biscuits and cake. Well, I mean, yeah, it sounds great. It sounds great. But, I don't know, just like the mention of the specific amp. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Cartwright and Butler. What else? Oh, I'm Edith Finch. Let's find out what remains. I won't do that voice for her. I imagine there's dialogue. Let's find out together. Book button. Yep, right. Now I've got this.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning.
You guys need it louder?
House.
Why isn't everything the same volume? Never. When I used to swap consoles more, you know, and everything was a different volume, that made sense. But it's the same console, and some stuff's like, bah, and other stuff is like this. You can't hear it. You can't hear what Edith Finch is saying. And I keep looking at the last comment, which is from Poobles, which features the words biscuit and cake. And now, how am I supposed to? It's fine. Oh. What did Edith Finch do to her y-axis? Invert it. Wait a minute. Normal. 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 We're the most persecuted minority inverted stick games players. I don't want to talk about it. Good evening, Ginger. What's going on?
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
What, in there? It's like one of them house trailer blocks from Ready Player One. Your favourite Spielberg movie and mine. Ginger, how are you doing tonight? My physics teacher in gymnasium had the name Edith. You know what? I don't think I've ever met an Edith. I can't recall ever meeting an Edith. Or if... Actually, I did have a friend called Chris Finch in real life, just like the Office character. That's the end of that story. That's awesome. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that mailbox. Oh, man. Oh, God. Hold on. I don't think I've ever had mailbox envy in my life. But now I do. Now I have. Now I do be having mailbox envy. Down.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
I think you're still doing all right, aren't you? If you're only 7 years behind on your bill payments. You know, I'm still proud of you. Listen, I'm not just appreciating the mailbox. That's one of the many things I'm doing. You know these streams, Ginger, they're layered. They're very much littered with subtext, which lends the streams to repeat viewings, like a Christopher Nolan movie. But yeah, anyway, great mailbox. Because you got the newspaper compartment as well. That word looks like Oreos. Oh, man. That's right.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh, man. How sad is this going to get? Are you trying to make me cry on stream, Catus? I don't think that has ever happened. And let's hope it never does, because what's that expression? Like ugly crying? Oh man. Lewis! Do you know what this reminds me of? Donkey Kong Country. I mean, Gone Home. Might cry out of happiness with those water effects. I've always loved in-game water. I think it all kicked off with Wave Race 64, but that's great. That is great. That's some great video game water.
Inner Will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
It's the key to happiness. Key to your heart.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
I'm gonna guess a door. Never mind. I tell you what, I played a lot of Gone Home thinking that it was a horror game, and I kept waiting for something to sort of jump out and scare me. I mean, not you know, like, I mean, no spoilers. I mean, ooh, it is a horror, or it might be a horror game if you're not played it. Ooh, is it? We don't know. Ooh, play it and find out. Not the Loft, right? It might have been. I can't remember. No, I think you're thinking of Resident Evil 7, aren't you? I'm going to try really hard not to sing that Finch song, but I did listen to it a couple of times before the stream. That early noughties emo.
No one had driven this way in a long time,
yeah.
But I saw a few hoof prints.
Hoof prints? Hold on. Hold on. Where? No. Unreliable narrator. Hoof prints. There's none here. Talking out of her arse. Well, don't know about the hoof prints, but that's a reindeer. Man. Talking about Simpsons quotes and sharing Simpsons screenshots in a WhatsApp group that I'm in. And I watched a Simpsons episode the other day. Barney's like, well, you can get Bart to shoot a deer. That's like shooting a beautiful man. Oh my god. Beautiful man of a deer that was. Anyway.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
But it's awesome.
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
It's a talking house. There's some sort of secret door, Ginge, right? I don't remember. It was a while ago. Well, Catus, hope you still enjoy the game with me babbling shite over the top of it. Thanks for being here. Once again, thanks for picking it for Subscriber Sunday. Subscribers! I need some more Subscriber Sunday suggestions from you guys. I'll put them on the list and we'll play them very soon. Nothing booked for next week as yet. As of yet. Milton. Milton. Nice name, Milton. Not.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Ridiculously awesome. Is it actually to do with Gone Home? Gone Home 2. Gone home again. Returned home. Back at home. Home sweet home. Home and away. I mean, you know...
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond.
Dragon?
She said it had killed her husband.
Huh.
I was sick.
What?
It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Her husband must have been a bit... I mean, it's not a very animated dragon, is it? Oh, Need for Speed Most Wanted. Which one's the original? Are you talking about the one that's on Game Pass? Because if you're talking about the one that's on Game Pass, I can definitely make that happen. How many Most Wanteds are there? I know very little about the Need for Speed franchise. I remember playing the first one back in the day on PC, my friend's house. I think it was on 3DO/CDI. Oh, Most Wanted 2 is the one that's on the service. I mean, yeah, you know, upkeep would be a nightmare, but
as a child,
it's a bit swampy around the area.
Made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
But apart from that,
now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Well, I mean, I bet at night it's a bit mental as a kid. But also as a kid, exciting. Big house, lots of secret rooms. What console was it on, Ginge? And you're telling me it's definitely not on Game Pass right now? Because there definitely is one on Game Pass. You're telling me that's 2? This is a normal way to get inside your house.
Prowling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
How old is she now?
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Oh. I don't know what to expect. OG Xbox. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I love the OG Xbox. At the moment, I've got the component output. And I've got an older capture card that can capture component, but not in 60 FPS, so it's not... not ideal. But I'll see what I can do, Ginger.
For the first time in years,
I was home.
I felt like I was home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a bit... Oh, it's pretty... Lots of character.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Where's the bloody family gone? Catus, what did you do?
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Well, do they only can salmon at the cannery? Sounds like they can everything down at the old cannery. But no, it's just salmon. Yeah, I mean, don't bring your work home with you as well, Lewis. So, look, I've got some more salmon. Can it? Who's going to clean this up? Oh, Chinese.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
That's fine. You should probably clear it up afterwards, but, you know. Oh, God. What am I going to find in this house? What way should I... There's too much salmon in this house.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth.
I mean, yeah. It's a bit busy, isn't it? Still, storage can be a problem. And where'd you put your books? Around the door frame, of course. How'd you get the ones at the top? Don't worry about it. If you take the ones from the bottom, don't worry about it. Will they fall on me? Yes, they will fall on you.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Milton's missing. Oh, he left his bong here. Oh no, wait a minute, that's a light. Never mind. We'll cover downstairs first. Then we'll take the stair lift. Take it upstairs. Yeah, we'll come round. But I mean, you can have, I mean, just think of the pies you can have in this house. It's not the worst. That is correct. The best Chinese I've ever had in my life is still at the Epcot Center at Disneyland, Florida, in Little China. And it wasn't even what I ordered, it was my brother ordered some sort of kind of honey chicken. Absolutely incredible. And I'd kill a man to have that again. That's not true. That's not true. It's definitely not true. No, I'll just get it next time I'm there.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
It was really good though.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
That's the best kind of bomb. When people, you know, just won't leave the dinner party. Just throw, wait a minute, what? Am I thinking of Blade? Like someone throws a bomb and they turn into really badly CG'd skeletons and then sort of disintegrate away. Anyway.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
After it sank? Oh God. Move away. Don't build a new house on the fucking edge of the... I like Chinese food and most Peking duck. Yeah, well, can you go wrong with that? Top 3 favourite food, lemon chicken. Yes, new. Oh, yeah. The last time I had Chinese, got them sweet and sour chicken balls, and I haven't had them since way back in the day when I first started getting Chinese with my parents when I was a kid. I think they were getting a lot of sweet and sour chicken at the time, so that's all I got for a while. You know, when you're getting used to kind of like a new cuisine like that as a young kid. But yeah, rice, egg fried rice with and this place, I don't know, are they still going? Sundu, great establishment. But yeah, there's sweet and sour chicken, more like kind of like proper big strips of chicken with amazing batter on it, and obviously you get that kind of rich sweet and sour sauce and the rice. Really hungry now. I mean, this is cozy. This reminds me of a few of my friends' houses that lived in Somerset that had kind of big, quirky, unusual, interesting houses with these kind of TV rooms. Is that... No. No. You can't... No. No, you can't hold up a TV using a pile of books. 3 piles of books. Oh my God. And what if you need one of those books again? This is the behavior of a murderer. Like they might have the most watertight alibi in the world, but it's like, sorry, Sergeant, have you seen that the suspect stacks their TV on top of piles of books? What? Take him away. Take him away. I believe they call it sus. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, oh, it's right at the... No. You're just asking for... I mean, imagine they're playing Wii as well. You know? Things are getting a bit hectic. That TV's gone. Face forward. No. That's giving me an anxiety attack. I've got to get away from that. Oh, God.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement.
But now...
So I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Damn it. What a tease. Barbara's box. Hold on. Here we go.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Lucky. Oh, yeah, I love this song, actually. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I didn't know it was the Barbara Finch. She looks real. The kids look... I love it. Quick fire string section. Ready to go. If there's a home invasion, don't worry about like a gun or a baseball bat. Just have a cello. I don't know, give a bit of do-do-do-do, and the thieves will be like, oh. I don't know. I'm guessing. It's going to be something along those lines. Okay. Activate. Oh my God, these things take forever. More books. I'm surprised the fucking stair lift isn't book powered. Or the chair isn't made out of books. These sickos. Okay. Chicken chow mein. Spring rolls are like a must, like an absolute must. Not a big prawn fan, but prawn
After
toast.
Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Absolutely. So hold on, they've lost Milton and Lewis. Or is Milton the same person as Lewis?
Then Edie retaliated and drilled
Luton.
holes.
No, Edie sounds like a fucking... Is Edie the... That's the shark room. This house is totally normal. Oh, cool. That's nice. No, take that painting down. Oh, it's creaky. I don't... How long has this house been empty? So many questions. Again, great party house. Great party house. You've got to believe. So many weird books.
Edie's father
Locked
Odin
doors.
built the original house.
Odin. It was Odin all along, you guys.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Barbara. Yeah? Tell us about Barbara. She was very... Okay. Not yet. Or maybe right now. That's when we're going into the loft, if we can indeed go to the loft. Ah!
Barbara was a child star for 2 years.
Who the hell is that?
Until America grew out of it.
Is that Bigfoot with little Barbara? Was she on like Harry and the Hendersons? Once again, I'm sure it's not a horror, but it could at any moment go, bruh! I know it's not going to. What if it did?
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Calvin Harris's room. Who left Calvin Harris dead in a room for 7 years?
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Only the best ones. Likewise with that carpet. And what is it called when it's got that bit of like bath mat on the top of the toilet, the top of the lid of the toilet? Not seen that in ages and ages and ages. But yeah, mental. It's like a furry toilet. That sounds like an insult. Okay. Look in here, we'll go in the shark room.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
This is a lovely house of death. Seriously though, man, everyone's like fucking dead. Okay. Ah!
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Because of the shark.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Key time. Oh, looks like it could be the padlock key. Oh yeah. What do you mean the best part didn't begin? Have I done something? Oh god, have I done something wrong?
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
That's pretty awesome.
Now it was
No, I
clear
don't have
that
to worry.
wasn't
Everything's
the
okay.
idea.
I don't need to reload or whatever. There. I mean, if you're staying over at this house and this was like a guest room, you woke up in bed and saw that, I would that's definitely the noise I would make. No! It's just the shark room, no big deal. Game's getting better. You're telling me. Every room is shark room. Thanks for being here, everybody. It's lovely to see you to close off the weekend on Subscriber Sunday, which is tradition around here. As is tradition.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Just checking before we go in the really exciting secret area. Nice. Cool. Little tea spot, little drawing area.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
Vibes from that Last of Us episode, everybody.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Oh, thank God. Yeah.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Very decent narrator voice without annoying
I grew
dialogue.
up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
It's pretty sick, man. I mean, obviously not my aesthetic, but nice. I've increased the bit rate of the stream, everybody. Just let me know if video looks like it's struggling or bad in any way, shape or form. But let's carry on with the game. Yeah, not a bad little room for Molly, I tell you what. Hold on though, she dissects starfish. So you're going to want to watch that one. That's a bit weird. Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen.
Oh no.
It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner.
That's the worst.
I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
You know, I don't actually do this at the moment. This is probably a good lesson why you should always keep some secret snacks in your room. You never know when you're going to get sent to bed without dinner. It can happen at any time. So stash some Twixes inside the pillow. No, not inside the pillow. It'd be a great hiding place in a show or a cartoon, but in real life. Hello, melted Twix to your ear while you fall asleep, forgetting they're in there. Doesn't matter which one it is, right or left. You still have a condition doctors call Twix ear.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
No. What about Easter candy? Oh, gerbil food.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Oh man. Looks a bit like a carrot though, so they are amazing. Can I eat anything else? Or is she's satiated now? Oh shit. No, don't do it.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Appreciated. Christopher's my name, so stop. Leave him alone. Nice. Whoa, hey, what? Hold on, rewind. This kid, this gerbil food munching kid has got an ensuite bathroom. Well, that's pretty sweet, but this house is insane. I mean, she can't even fucking reach the taps. Is that supposed to be water? Because it looks like there's nothing in there. Delicious, crunchy, stabby holly.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Oh, just berries, I guess. Still, they're gross. Yeah, I mean, it's, as a child, what child has a bathroom-bedroom combination? AKA ensuite, AKA freaking sweet. Freaking has been ruined by Seth Rollins, for me. I'm not sure about you. Let's eat some of this toothpaste and think about it.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh, toothpaste. I mean, some mental people out there prefer peppermint to spearmint gum and stuff. So basically, they're toothpaste eaters, and they too should be watched.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Goodbye, bird. It's dinner time.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
I knew it. I mean, come on. Yeah. Can we not do that tired old young girl is now a cat formula? Seen it too many times. Pretty sure that was the story from Stray. Though they didn't say it. I'm pretty sure.
I tried to be quiet.
That was what was going on.
The bird was really scared.
Come here, bird. This was just the 40s. Everyone was changing into cats back then. Yeah, damn you, bird. You mock me! Ah!
I jumped and I almost got her.
But then a dog got me. Is that what you're trying to say?
I could tell she was getting really tired.
Not me, though.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
This is like Sindri's house from Ragnarok. Is it set in the same house? Same sort of tree motif?
I gobbled her up.
Yeah, in the air as well.
And suddenly, I was an owl.
Well, you're going to turn into an owl when you eat the bird in midair.
Then I
That's owl powers, baby.
in the grass.
How little? How is she still hungry? Oh, right, I'm flying. Okay. Who should I eat first?
Rabbits.
Who? Rabbits? No. Okay. There's one. No, don't stop now. Okay. Ah, shit. Where'd it go? Oh no, car! Oh, rabbits! Come on, must get rabbit. Oh, no. Yes! Yes! Don't know how we got it so high up off the ground, but it's fine.
Through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
Is this girl talking to her therapist? Because we all silently judged Poodles for being a werewolf. This girl, she's bloody wear everything.
A mama rabbit.
Yeah, sucks to be you, Mama Rabbit.
She was almost too big to carry.
Where are your children to save you now?
I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
The inevitable conclusion. Ha ha! You can be a shark rolling down a hill. Yeah! This game's a 10. This game's a 10. By the way, everybody, Resident Evil 4 Remake is next week. We will be streaming it as soon as possible on this channel.
I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Hungry like the shark. Whoa. Right, what do we got? Where's Nemo? Hello. Name's Bruce. Oh, sorry, Kat, I'm just catching on your comments. She's poisoned. Well, that's why you shouldn't eat Colgate toothpaste specifically, because this is what happens. Hello, Aminals. What about that righteous turtle, man? Oh. Yeah.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Oh, yeah, who doesn't? Baby! Eat it! Oh!
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Well, nothing wrong with a bit of flipper on a Sunday night. Whilst watching the film, you guessed it, Kill Bill 2. What now? What's the perfect thing to chase Seal down with? A lovely Malbec. Ah, berries, berries. Ah, there you are! Come here, come here, come here. It's, signed, sealed, delivered. Eventually. Seal? Come back here. Heidi Klum can't help you now. Well, they're not together anymore. Who's Seal with? Who's Seal's romantic partner now? I need to know. If I'm supposed to be doing Seal material right now. Eat it!
Grabbed on tight.
Oh, right. I've just been holding down R trigger the
I was
whole
so
time.
hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What now? Oh, no. Where the Kraken? Oh. 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 Okay, that's... Yeah. Logical. tentacle momentum. Really see what's going on over there. I'm not sure what the hell that was. Oh, okay. I don't like it.
No, I was a monster and I smelled people everywhere.
Yeah. Sweet, delicious people. Sweet and sour, delicious people. We've all had this dream though, right? Right?
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Oh. Permission to come aboard, Captain. I can do this. It's my first day being a monster, alright? Or is it? Yes, it is. Poobles. Bloody werewolf. At least start with Poobles and then move on to me. Yeah! Up there, probably. Yes! I'm getting used to this.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Being the Kraken thing. Oh, the drunken sailor, the drunken sailor, here's the Kraken. What remains of Finchy? Thought I'd cracked it. Get it? Cracked it. Cracked the controls. The Kraken. Yeah, that's right. That's what we'll do with the drunken sailor. Ho-ho! Got him. Now you're missing like Milton. That'll be a phrase that will just take off, I think. It's my favourite Super Nintendo game, Milton is Missing. Now, did I see... I thought someone was behind there, but I guess not. Turn off that human music. Human music.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry.
Passenger?
And across the water, I smelled something new.
Passenger? That wasn't a passenger, that was
So
a
I swam towards it.
ship steering guy. Nailed my sailing terminology again. Yeah? As I look starboard. Starboard for me, port for you. And then you've got up and down.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Good smell down an old pipe. Not in my experience. I mean, not that I've had experience. Anyway. This is the pipe we were born to be in, though. The controls were... Oh, no, no, no! What I meant was, I was born to not come crawling out of a toilet. Born to be a star. Born to be anything but a toilet monster. God, just look what you've made me become. I'm a toilet monster!
I got closer and closer.
Closer than you can ever go to imagine. Close. Well, back in the room at least. Now we can finally take care of that starfish. I've never been more thankful not to be a tentacle monster. What about you guys? Is that like a daily affirmation you say to yourselves every day? Because I think it's important to touch on it at least, you know. At least that much. Die, little animals. Oh. Oh, here we go.
All my stomach started growling.
Stop making me hungry, video game.
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything.
You didn't need iPhones back in the day because of this kind of shit.
Fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Huh? No! I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Oh, Molly. Talk to somebody, yeah? Right, that's Molly.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Don't you remember the great tentacle monster scare of 1942? It was a rough one. It was a rough time for everybody. And speaking of a rough time, it's not that bad, but it is time for a very short ad break. But your company tonight has been amazing. I hope you're enjoying what became of Edith Finch. If you're not, blame Catus. It's totally fine. The responsibility is off me, but it's really intriguing, isn't it? But like I said, so far we've had a shark rolling down a hill, so it's a perfect game. 10 on 10. Everybody, back in a second. I hope to see you after the break. It won't be long. Stretch your legs, but don't go anywhere really. Back again in just a second.
He's the epitome of evil, and he's on the prowl in the third dimension. It's Wario. The diabolical one has gone 3D, where evil runs deep and danger comes out of nowhere in the most incredible adventure ever seen on Virtual Boy. It's Wario Land, a 3D game for a 3D world.
Wait till they get a load of me!
Entra a la espectacular promoción Super Mario 64 de Yogurt Soprole. Con una tapita más 200 pesos, consigue tu álbum y complétalo con los temas que aparecen en las tapas. Los primeros 5,000 álbumes llenos recibirán automáticamente un super reloj Game Boy de regalo. Además, todos los álbumes llenos participarán en el sorteo para ganar espectaculares módulos interactivos Nintendo 64. Y además, fantásticos Nintendo 64. Super Nintendo y entretenidos Game Boy. Consigue tu álbum y juégatela con Super Mario 64 y Yogurt Soprole.
Grosso. Game over.
We at Sega have learned that some people are actually throwing their one-color portables away. We urge you to stop. There are still many practical uses for them. Fix a wobbly chair. Look, a cat massager. Spread cheese snacks. We at Sega admit we may have an unfair advantage with Game Gear being a full-color portable with tons of new games. This is still no excuse. Use them to tenderize meat, as sunblock, or whisk away unsightly poop. Please help save the planet.
驚異のテクスチャーマッピングで送る壮烈な 3D シューティングゲーム。人類の未来をかけオペレーションスターブレードアルファが今始まる。プレイステーション用ソフトナムコスターブレードアルファ。
Killer game from Nintendo. Dr. Mario. Wow. But it ain't what you think. You get to zap these viruses, and with 2 players, you can actually trash the other guy. Remember, kids, try this at home. Hey, you can get it for Game Boy, too.
Yo, he goes slow. He ain't no fool with that sonic speed. He just always cool. No fool. Come on, just show me what you got. Going fast is cool, going slow is not. No fool. Wild game, dude. 7 danger zones. You and Sonic speed through, or you are toast, son. Sonic the Hedgehog, the hot new game from Genesis Games. Systems and games sold separately. No fool.
So everybody, we are back. Thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate it. Don't know about Poogles or Catus though. I'm just kidding. We all do. It is Subscriber Sunday. It is what remains. I always want to call it what became of Edith Finch. But that's, yeah, it's been very uplifting so far. That's a young girl dead. Food poisoning. Yeah, that's what they always say when it's the tentacle monster. Edith, still going strong. Top of the tree. King of the family. Or queen.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
Cool, let's access our cat powers. Wait a minute, was that a cat?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie!
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Oh yeah, sorry, Molly.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Sorry, Edie's the grandma, Molly's... Sorry. I'm just meeting the Finch family for the first time. I love their first album. I like one song off their first album.
Louis died a week before we left.
Louis?
But Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Hold on. I know it was Milton who died in 2003. The year that What It Is to Burn came out in. Though it might have been 2002. Letters to You was an evergreen hit, so it was Song of the Year 2002 and 2003. All the years.
Her room was like a museum.
Odin! Cool, unnerving door. They're looking at me. Stop it. Oh, this has been exhausting so far. Time for bed. Is that Noz? Oh, mate. Where's the face mask? Put it over my eyes and call me MJF.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
She was a witch.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Yeah, technically it's true, so don't ever go at her.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but
not Edie,
she
though.
refused to go.
Yeah, typical
For a
Edie.
few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Edie puts her TV on like a unit. Edie's my kind of person. I hope I don't regret that. I hope she doesn't turn out to be the tentacle monster.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house.
Mole man?
My mom was furious.
Oh no. There's a mole man in the house, underneath the house.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long time.
Man, VHS. Helped my mum clear out some of our old VHSs today, and it was, you know, we've got no use for them, but still, yeah, a lot of memories attached to, like, our Batman Forever VHS tape, our Demolition Man VHS tape. I think both of those were acquired through a BP reward scheme. The more my parents got petrol at BP garages, you'd get little stickers or stamps, and then you earn enough to get Batman Forever on VHS. Now, if that's not worth harming the planet, I don't know what is. It's got Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey in it. Oh, I love these.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout
The
Norway
news.
for their fortune and misfortune.
Can't escape that 24-hour news feed, can you? Or can you? Let's try and actually... Right, next. Go on, do the thing. Yeah, oh!
Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. His wife, Ingeborg, and their newborn son, Johann.
It's using the, what they call adaptive triggers on the PS5. Control the dual sense here. And it feels exactly like clicking one of the old... What are these things called? Viewoscopes? They're called viewoscopes. Feels exactly the same. Classic viewoscope feel.
On January 7th, 1937...
Great day.
He set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Oh my god, it's like Up on the Sea. It's like the Bioshock to Up's Bioshock Infinite. This game keeps getting better and better. No, no! Okay, cool. That's where we left it.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Good riddance. That bloody Odin. I don't know if you can hear it, but...
Odin's daughter Edith,
lovely
with
click.
husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
I haven't seen an orca yet, but... Good son of a bitch! Okay, I got this. I can do this.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
Along with the house.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Well, gotta have somewhere to live. Their faces look real, and that's Hugh Jackman on the left there. And that was real news. Keeping it real. Right. Look at the book.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
How long a ways? Right. Oh, man.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
I mean, how many Muppets died
It was a pretty big trace.
to line the floors of this bathroom? It's just criminal. That's living, I tell you what. Chair in the shower. Oh. Oh, does this key work for every book in the house? Yes, yes, yes! Probably one of those things you buy, like a multi-pack of padlocks. You know, 3 padlocks, 1 key. Brilliant. There's a secret in this bathroom. Go on.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
Oh, I love these pop-up books, man.
It's
Yeah.
in the last place you would look.
Under the sink.
It isn't in the cupboard.
No.
It's hidden in this book.
Oh. Found it. Cool. I'll just crawl through here. Keeping an eye out for tentacle monsters at all times. Mole
Sven gave
men.
Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never
Got a
put it
bigger
down.
bestiary than Ragnarok and Odin. Kratos? Kratos? Let's crawl under here, no problem. Milton. Man, when I was in primary school, so really young, my friend had a house that was like this, you know, huge, especially when I was a little kid. And there were secret doors and passages, and we played hide and seek. I think it was his birthday party or something. The best. I think we should all get secret passages installed into our places ASAP. Get started on it now. Go now. This house is very cool. Stairs to the command center.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin,
See you later, Velvet Rope.
and that he never talked about
Your
it.
power means nothing to me. Command center.
I guess my dad
Yes.
didn't like history any more than my mom did.
This is so cool. Okay.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch.
It's very cool and very
The
sad.
thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Come on, swing the swing. Swing the swing. Swings are great. I don't want to boast, guys, but I'm actually really hot shit on the swings.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Mushrooms. Yeah, like I get a lot more height than this kid. I know he's got like a bad leg, but even like with 2 bad legs, I'd be getting sick. I get really good height, and you know, like I have to boast about it on stream because you're never going to see my sick swing game in real life. But yeah, I'm really good at it. You know, like people are like, oh, I've got several. I've won several, football trophies over the years, or like tennis things here and there. They don't give out trophies for swinging, so I have to tell you about it.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
And then he ate that mushroom. Should have been afraid. Okay. Now I'm going to show you what I do in real life, everybody. The key is to like lean backwards and then like lean forwards and then lean backwards, and you just sort of build up this kind of this kind of momentum, this kind of swing.
He finally made up his mind
and
to do it.
yeah, you should see me. You should see me. All right, dinner's ready. So stop swinging. Stop swinging. Stop it. In real life, I know how to stop swinging, but this kid, I'm an adult, so I know how to stop. This kid, he only knows how to start. Regretting what I have said is nothing new to me, Catus. Get off the swing. Or do I have to just keep going higher? Right, we'll go higher. We'll go so high that we'll fly to the dinner table. Yes. Oh yeah. As a pro, I would rate this boy's technique at about a 6.5.
I told him going around was impossible.
Good rhythm.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Good angle. I'm too busy making a song with Dizzy Rascal, Mum.
Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Alright, this is sort of like, this is a bit of me in real life.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh, dude, yeah. Whoa! Yeah.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
I mean, he did like 4 complete rotations there, and that's not bad for a beginner. That's not bad for a beginner. He did his best.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was
Yeah.
younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
No, but he actually did it. He flew off the swing. Is that his height coming back to bite me, Catus? Because he flew off the swing at a great height. Like I said, though, this room's super cool.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Should we rope it back up? Yeah, what? I've got some of these orange extender cables. Why orange? Is it so you can see it so you don't trip over them? But I mean, it's just, they're so, I don't know. They stand out, don't they? It looks a bit naff. Apart from that solid command center.
Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh, cool. the butterfly, I tell you. Oh, yeah. Guys, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Don't go anywhere. And a big fat Ola to you too, Craig. How's it going? We're playing a little bit of what became, what remains, and what sustains of Edith Finch. That's our 3-point political plan to get into power next election. Have you had a good weekend? 30 minutes remaining.
The passages were a pretty tight fit.
Is it actually just... Does it just stop after 2 hours?
Smaller hands and bellies.
I better get cracking. Get cracking? Oh, that would have been great earlier. Oh no, it's the Yeti room.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Child maniac, more like.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Nice. See a road sign with your name on it. It's the law. You have to steal it. Craig, how you doing today? Dreadful stories.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death,
Let's read it.
I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Yeah, especially since Edie was an AI on the Normandy. A lot of things on the plate.
Inspired by America's most unfortunate.
Just like the Crypt Keeper's voice.
I'm calling it.
Just got back home. This game's a bit like that game. Back home, gone home.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now it's she was all washed.
Bravo. Bravo, Barbara.
But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Tales from the Finch Creeper.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Oh!
The biggest fan
Get out of my office.
current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Nice scream, Rick.
That was a great scream.
Oh,
It was Barbara's father,
me and Rick.
Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So
This is a great,
got stuck
great
babysitting
voice,
her
isn't it?
youngest brother, Walter. Her convention
Walter, come on now, Walter.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right. Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages.
Yeah.
There's a key hidden in the music box.
Dads, eh?
The secret
But don't worry about them,
winding
because it's Mother's Day.
and winding.
Hope all you mothers out there have had a fantastic one.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back.
Thanks, babe.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned.
This guy should be doing the whole game.
Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Should be a New Game Plus mod. Have Crypt Keeper narrate the whole game. I got this.
And as she wound the key,
Oh.
she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
It is cool, Craig. You missed a shark rolling down a hill. A bloody shark rolling down a hill. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. In fact, it's tubular.
Worst.
No. Where are you? Here. Here.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer.
Oh, no.
Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The 10th year anniversary of Hookman. Oh, no, it's too dark. Hookman! Oh, it's just a wall. Okay, I'll go over here where it's not dark.
The fridge rattled and grew still.
There's Rorschach in there.
Oh dear!
That's what you get, Rick.
Barb, relax.
Idiot.
I was just trying to scare you to help you find your screen.
Well, now you got a crutch wrapped round your head.
I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
How's that for hurt and confused, Rick?
To remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was
It's a
still
bit mean.
holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
With James Corden.
Later.
Barbara! Walter?
Barbara!
There. Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
He is dead, Barbara. Ah. Books. No human being would stack books underneath a telly. Same house, but it's all different.
Walter, are you there? Walter vanished, but his bedside
Probably cooking that meth again.
was still on.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it?
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police.
Suspect is hatless. Repeat, hatless.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and speechless. He was quite smashing.
Got it. Door made Wolverine's claws noise.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Bam! Bam! Speak, clown! I'll get out of this. Yes!
That night, she played her part beautifully.
I don't like it.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years.
Why not? Rent it out. Bam! Awesome aesthetic, huh?
It wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not
Oh.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
If you want a good horror movie that I think does something really interesting with the subject matter of the slasher, I think it's called Edward Vernon Behind the Mask. Edward something Behind the Mask. Not a great recommendation when I can't remember the name, but it's like Edward Leslie or something like that. Behind the Mask. It's awesome if you haven't seen it and you like that kind of thing. Definitely watch it. All right. Bloody fighting off Ghostface or whatever.
At the door, she heard whispering.
It's that guy from Ghost Runner.
It was coming from inside the house.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
She exclaimed. Oh, I knew it. Yeah. You got me. Oh, you guys. Honestly, I couldn't have ever dreamed to have worked with a cast and a crew as fun as the Hook Hand killer movie crew that you guys are. Oh.
And she realized what was about to happen.
Birthday bumps.
Going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life.
Nice. These Hollywood parties, man, they go off.
I wasn't there myself.
She nailed that scream, finally.
Barbara was
This game has everything. It's one of those games that's got everything.
She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Who disappeared the same night. And little
No one's gonna miss him.
hiding under his bed the whole time.
Typical.
He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Could have said something about that story was lobes of fun, or something about the cochlea. That's fine though. Great voice.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered. As absurd as that comic was.
Remember me!
Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Good stuff. Tragic, but very entertaining. Thanks, Bob. You wanted to be a star. Now I guess you are. Because you've been broadcasting on twitch.tv/thepsychobox. Anywho, let's go back out this entrance rather than the door.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yeah. Okay, where to now? Up here? Is it time? Certainly not.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key. The last time I was in Edith's
basement key.
senior's room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
2 Ediths? The plot thickens. Takes one to know one, Catus. That's very sweet of you to say. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And thanks for choosing. Let's go to the basement. I hope there's a shark in there, because the shark action's kind of eased off a bit. And we could always do with some more sharks.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
God. But only one Milton. Apologies to any Miltons watching.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Why? That's where you keep books, not corpses. There's no joke, that's just a fact. Be more responsible with your libraries, please, people. Alright, basement, here we come. No, we did that. I mean, once again. Absolutely sickening. TV on the books. That's off the books. Oh, yeah, I thought there'd be a few things that I missed. What have we got?
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
So, is that what happened? Again, I keep... What is going on with my brain? This isn't the second one, right? There's not like what became of Edith Finch, what remains of Edith Finch. Like I said, the Edith Finch trilogy. I can't wait to play What Sustains.
There being a key inside the music box near the basement.
Oh yeah, that's a good place to put it. I was just going to open the door. I was just having a look around. Another parallel to Ragnarok. Just solve the puzzle for me. Maybe I should put the key into the music box. User. Metaphorically. Whoa, slow down there with your science talk, Catus. I'm just a humble streamer. Yeah, so, should I do a poll? Might do a poll on Twitter. Catus, are you on Twitter, by the way? We'll see how I feel tomorrow, but yeah, like I said, I don't know right now if it's going to be Music Monday or Monday Gear Solid. What would you guys prefer to see? Hi-Fi Rush, Metal Gear Solid 5. Oh, never mind. Let's play some Side Pocket. That's the name of the SNES pool game that's just dropped on the Switch Online SNES service.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Nothing like a good old-fashioned tetanus shot.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Do like anti-vaxxers hate tetanus shots as well? Oh, I bet they love a bit of tetanus.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
They do need to, Craig. The problem is with a lot of games that didn't make it to the those online services, it's because there's collections, isn't it? Mega Man collections, Castlevania collections. But yeah, put Street Fighter 2 Turbo on there, you cowards. Yeah, if we can finally get GoldenEye in some form on the N64 app, give these people Street Fighter 2. But yeah, I've got get the 30th anniversary collection, Craig. If you haven't, it's always on sale, in the discount sales on the Switch or PS4. God, Streets of Rage 1. Depends on what mood I'm in. But obviously Streets of Rage 2 had all the advances. It's the better game. But the soundtrack for Streets of Rage 1, I mean, wow. Wow.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
To play some Streets of Rage 1.
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Well, yeah. There's monsters. Cool. This is giving me... was it Cloverfield Lane? What number is it on Cloverfield Lane? Where does John Goodman live? Another good movie. Whatever. Again, not giving you the full title. I can't do all the work for you. I'll do the movie recommendation, but you've got to find out the full title yourself. Yeah, Coolspot was really fun to do on the stream the other day, but I really think it could have done with a final boss.
If there's a pattern in all these stories.
Death. And yet we've managed to remain so upbeat. How about that?
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
None of us has gotten very far. None of us has gotten very far. She text speak good. Come on, Walter. You gotta stop playing with your train tracks, Walter. 2005. What's the
goodbye
block
everyone.
party?
I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
30 years, man and boy.
On that first day, after the shaving started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
Oh no, the little chef, man. Oh. Peaches come in a can. Was it? Yeah. Oh, the trigger feels great again. I'm so glad I played this on PlayStation.
That's what kept me sane.
Peaches?
Having a schedule, living for today.
And peaches. Mm-hmm. And the juice they
I
come
was
in.
expected to be dead tomorrow.
Hand me a towel. Rocket Knight Adventures, Craig. That. There's no HD remake. There was that sequel that we don't talk about. That wasn't that bad. But yeah, Rocket Knight Adventures on the Mega Drive. Unless it's on there already. It might be. I don't think it is though. Great bosses in that game. But yeah, Tommy Tallarico didn't work on the soundtrack for Rocket Knight Adventures. Big difficult spot. And his mother's very proud.
Almost friendly.
Rocket Cactus is the only...
And then one day, everything just...
The only combinations of two things that I will ever stand for. A rocket and a cactus. Let's hear the 2005 song. It's 2005. Cultural reference to 2005. Resident Evil 4 was released. Resident Evil 4 remake next week on the stream, aka this week. A midnight stream? I don't know. But as soon as I can play it, we will be playing it. So keep your eyes out. Could be a midnight stream. Could be. We'll see.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting.
Listen, none of the family died in
got
suspicious
tired of being
ways.
afraid.
There's just a tentacle monster hunting and killing them ritualistically. Bloodlines. Oh yeah. Fucking hell, man. When I got my, I don't know, I'm looking over there, it's not over there. When I got my analog Mega SG, I sat down and played Bloodlines and completed it. It was awesome to actually give it the time to finish it. Bloodlines is awesome. Rondo is awesome. I've got Castlevania Chronicles as well, the PS1 version of the Sharp XR6800 piece computer version of it.
In 30 years.
It's basically a beefed up remake of the first games.
I'm
sick.
done
We could do
waiting.
like a load of Castlevania on the stream whenever you want.
Well, I still can.
What is a stream? Yeah, let's leave. It's 2005. Celebrity wrestling's probably starting on the TV. Slain Back from Hell. No, I've not played of it nor even heard of it. But Craig, I love the cultural exchange that happens on the stream. Thanks for bringing that game to my attention.
I know it's out there.
We're going to be doing that. We're going to do that game for you. Do you want to do that next Sunday, Craig? If you're free? Was it Road 86? The game that you are head of PR for?
Whatever killed Barbara
Barbara.
and Molly
Marley. Tentacle Monster.
and Calvin.
Tentacle Monster. Oh no, that was a swing. Oh my god, it was Triple H. The whole time. When you beat a boss, the guy. Oh, nice. Oh, cool.
Maybe
We'll do.
this
What is
all
it?
a mistake.
Road 86. What's the name of it? Just so I can say the name of the game. Just so I get the title of
I need
something
to
right on
stop
stream
living
today.
the same day.
But yeah,
Even if it
96.
kills me.
Ah, so close. Next Sunday, Subscriber Sunday, it's settled. Road 96 for Craggle Rocks.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
It's going to be a train if you carry on this
I'm
path.
going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Food.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month.
It's really sad.
Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day.
And a big tin of peaches.
I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Ah. That's going to cause some delays.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was
But
dead.
his meth lives on. And Gus. Is this a Breaking Bad prequel? Strong beard, Walter.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
From trains, yeah, that's a mother's job. Every day as well, not just today. Mother's Day. Text your mum if you haven't already. And hell, even if it is on the 14th of May, or whenever America does it, that made me really panic one year when I'd forgotten, because I thought I'd forgotten. Anyway. Text her anyway, say happy UK Mother's Day, and they'd be like, but we're not from the UK, and be like, yeah, I know.
Maybe she was afraid I
But you're the
like
best
Walter.
mum, and you deserve multiple Mother's Days. Or something like that. Just say it better than that. And then say, P.S. Twitch.tv/The Psychofox is live right now with what remains of
But
Edith
if she
Finch.
never told me about an uncle under the house,
Ketchup? Catsup. Ketchup? Catsup. By the way, why isn't this ketchup in the fridge? The correct place to store ketchup.
I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Well,
I
peanut
don't want
butter.
to make the same mistakes she made.
Peanut butter isn't, for the fridge, and neither is Jiggle. Oh, it's Jiggly Farms. I like the cut of their jib. Oh, Concord grape jelly. I'm getting flashbacks to flying on Delta Airlines and having a grape flavoured drink, or maybe a jelly on toast, because that would actually make sense. 10 minutes remain. Catus, is it?
Bury something that's still alive.
But I've been taking my time. It's not going to be exactly 2 hours, is it? Ah! Tentacle monster's back. Oh, God. We're at the end of the train level of
There's only
Goldeneye.
one of us left. Or maybe 2. I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else.
Get off the tracks. Oh, quick. Oh, Long Johnson. Oh, Long Johnson. Oh, Long Johnson.
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
You want to be the
We
solution.
believed so much in a family curse. We made it real.
Listen. That tentacle monster's as real as it gets. Ah, man. I thought you meant like the game had like a 2-hour timer. Okay, no worries. 10 minutes, everybody. Until Catus becomes a year older, and simultaneously the game will end. Whether or not we found out what remained / remains / will remain. Bloody old Edith Finch. One of the many Finches or Finch-I we've learned about this evening. Chair in the
I
tree.
don't know if I should even be writing this.
Especially not in the sky all irresponsibly like that. Put it in a book. You bloody finches are a menace to this beach community.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
God, stop killing yourselves, everybody.
But I thought you should know about your family.
Oh, especially not in a letter to, like, a new baby.
And the history you're a part of.
Oh, I thought it was going to be an old walk out into the sea kind of... That old chestnut. Sure. Sure. Do you know the exact time you were born, Catus? I think I was around 3:16. I like to tell people it's 3:16 now because of Stone Cold Steve Austin, but it was around 3 in the afternoon that I was born, hence why I'm not a morning person.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Oh, Edith. How little respect you have for us. We know exactly what's going on, don't we, guys?
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
I believe him. I've got every clue. I know exactly what's going on. It's aliens. Aliens did it. I knew it was aliens all along. Oh, we didn't get to go up in the high... I want to go up to the top of the house. Unless we did and didn't know that I was in there. Okay, let's go. Yes, one day. I will get there. We'll all get there.
And when you look at the house, had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Just not probable. Oh, right. Satellite TV, though. Oh, poor old Finches. They've got fucking Sky Atlantic.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
You're in the Finch
What
family.
kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
The Death Eaters would fly around the house and they'd come down and they'd suck the soul out of your body and it'd hide. Sorry, you probably weren't ready for prison, Edith. I didn't prepare you for that there. Hey, good to have a cemetery handy. Especially with the mortality rate of this family.
But the pet cemetery may be more uncomfortable than the human one.
Dude, are you kidding? I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, Derpy Jr. That's quite the clan. And that's the... they're going to get such a hearty laugh out of being in a cemetery. But here we are. Not since the hilarious puns they have on the gravestones in the queue for Haunted Mansion in Disney. Ah. Great innings for Christopher. That's typical, yeah. Another proud Christopher brother there. Good work there, mate. Let's leave the cemetery, shall we?
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Oh, the cemetery just keeps going on, does it? This is I tell you what, though. This, as far... I didn't think this was going to happen today, but I've got a new favourite cemetery, everybody. It's this one. Yeah, I was considering doing a Ramones impression for a second.
I'm sure Odin's
And then I
mom
didn't want to
would
offend all the
agree with this
mothers out there on this day.
idea. My
Odin.
mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
That's Odin and that's Kratos and Atreus, and they're like, no, stop, you bastard. And where's Mimir? There he is. No, there's Mimir. In his hand. The gang's all here. Just like we remember them. Yeah.
She could see it poking out
Can I
of the
just
water
shock you?
at low tide.
I like the Ramones. My first gig at uni, one of the songs we did was Chinese. Is it Chinese rock or Chinese rocks? We did that. 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. So, zoom in.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
What else? I want my 50p back from the thing. Yeah. Chinese rock. That, yeah, that's what we did that. It was fun. And we covered.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand,
Moon Age Daydream.
but the older I get,
Hey,
the more I can see how
Catus! Yeah! Exactly. Another year older, another year wiser, another year subscribed to twitch.tv/thesoccerbox. But seriously, happy birthday. I hope you have the best day ever. Thanks for making the stream a part of your birthday, Rack. You're so awesome, and I'm proud to have you as a foxhound, may I say.
her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers.
Chris Finch,
He was just
bloody good rep.
trying to do better.
Well, there was a Christopher back there. Chris Finch.
She lost 2 of her brothers,
Milton.
just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Millhouse.
So many things I wish I could ask my mom.
I was thinking, like, how do I change
Part of me
Thrill
thinks
House
this is what she wanted all along.
into a Milton
For me to come back
variation? And
someday.
I came up with Millhouse.
Find everything out for myself.
Up the ladder. Oh.
But looking back on it now,
You'd think white was a good idea, wouldn't you? But look how dirty it gets. Nice treehouse, though. I can't believe I'm complaining.
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Is that now? Can't see the belly. Can't be that big. Yes, Rack, happy birthday from all of us. Yeah, have the best day ever. Climb the ladder.
I never met Grandpa Sam.
And thanks for
I
giving
think
me
he
the
and
gift
my mom
of
have a lot in common.
your time, your company, and your subscription. And like I said, a pleasure to play this game for you. Next week, Road 96 or Craggle Rocks. My favourite Ramones song. Craggle Rocks.
They were both pretty intense.
God, why was Cocaine Bear not more over the top? I don't know. It was fine. Right, we're in Stan Lee's room, everybody.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in
And
front of the
aminals,
camera.
and innocent
I guess
aminals.
we're all afraid of something.
I'm not afraid of anything.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Oh, what is that? Is that a Betamax? Or some sort of playback device I'm not familiar with? Oh man, taxidermy's fucking mental, isn't it? I mean, totally regular. Totally regular. Metal Gear Monday. Well, I'm really completely 50-50 torn at the moment. Like I said, Hi-Fi Rush, I think it's still in that window where the game's quite hot, so it might be quite good to stream. But yeah, we did really well on last week's Monday Gear Solid, so I'm also, I don't know. But your vote is counted, Rat, and it's counted for double on your birthday, sir. Okay. Yep. An analog selfie. It happened. That's a weird picture.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Dawn of the planet of the Finch.
These memories are going to last a lifetime.
Hmm?
What
Am I
memories?
gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What do you call bears with no ears? An ambulance? I was going to go with B, but I thought that was the obvious answer. So I swerved, like Vince Russo, to a different answer. Everybody, I'm going to let you decide which answer to the joke was better. I believe they call it a punchline. Craig's on mine. Answers on a stamp addressed envelope. Was it an ambulance? What do you call a bears with no ears? An ambulance or B? We're going to take a quick advert break so you can think about it. Please stick around for the concluding part of What Remains of Edith Finch, picked by birthday boy Rack. I'll see you in just a second. Seriously, I will. Man, I've got to say, of all the old school adverts I've played, this is the best. The Google help page. Just absolutely fantastic. You know when you're trying to do a smooth transition to make Rack's birthday stream / subscriber Sunday, you know, the absolute best it can be? And that. That's a shame.
Konami. 新たなる敵がロックマンを襲う。行く手を阻む者は誰だ。ファミコン用ソフトロックマン4新たなる野望好評発売中。カプコン。
丸書いてお豆が2つおむすび1つあっという間に星のカビなんでも吸い込む星のカビ吸い込みぶっつけ攻撃不可
カプカ空飛びの術かわいいやんちゃポーズ星のカービィゲームボーイで新発売
And now today's traffic report from Super Mario Kart.
It's a real race out there today, folks. People are driving like animals. The turnpike split in two, and a turtle shell is making travel impossible for one motorist. Over on the freeway, it's bumper to bumper, door to door, wheel to wheel, you name it. And check your rear view. Some blockheads are causing major delays. There's already been one accident there. And watch out over on I-94. A banana peel is making things a little slippery. And that's traffic.
With two-player split-screen action, you've never been in a race like this. Super Mario Kart, only for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. No wonder the best play here.
あのソニックが新しい仲間テイルスを連れて帰ってきた。前作を超えたスケールとアクションで息もつかせぬ面白さ。超ハラハラ超ドキドキの超音速アクションソニック・ザ・ヘッジホッグ2 Welcome to Sonic Land メガドライブから世界へ向けて
Sonic Land? That's not where the game is set, sir, but sure. I'll take a trip with you to Sonic Land. I've made one error there. What was it? That's right. Never accept a trip with a stranger to Sonic Land, or indeed anywhere. Now, I had a board game growing up as a child called Don't Talk to Strangers, so I know what I'm going on about. Everybody, thanks for being here for the concluding part of What Remains of Edith Finch. Let's get into it. Crisps. This game's been about death and food. My two favourite subjects.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
Shouldn't we be leaving? I'm taking pictures of food, Dawn. You know, can't you just stay out of my business?
I'm over here, Dad.
Oh, that's a keeper. Where?
What?
Oh, there you are. Didn't see you there. I was completely fixated on everything that was in the boot. But you look like a young Egon, so I'm happy.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Heavy rain. Oh no, she's gonna drown.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's this. Okay, got it.
Listen. I'm the kind of father who can say two sentences at the same time. So you better be grateful to have a weekend with me. Because a lot of fathers don't take their daughters on trips. And I'm doing it. So before you complain, Dawn, if that is your real name. Wait, what's that?
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up.
See?
Still freezing, though.
Oh my god. Anything else? Teenagers. I'm wet. I'm freezing. I'm getting drowned by the origami killer. You know... It's raining, men! Yeah, not no more it ain't. Right, Ooh.
Aw.
Thought I was playing Dead Rising for a second there. Action shot. I don't know what that is. Let's snap a shot of it. Let's have a boys. Dawn! Dawn!
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Wait a minute.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
This guy's peeing.
I definitely won't. Hey!
That's a keeper.
Gotcha.
Nothing quite like being outside.
Peeing outside or
I'm just
being
saying,
outside?
I'm not always going to be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff.
Oh, now we're playing as
to keep
Dawn.
you survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was going to be fine?
Jesus.
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
This camera's like... Heard of autofocus? Yeah, like I want to zoom, but I also want to focus.
Man, that was a great trip.
You know what that'll do? Like, for taking a picture of his back.
Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to
Oh
photograph?
my god. Not really. Here's a couple of fish.
Found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Nick or Matt?
Give me a minute to check the map.
Maybe Dawn's just super drunk. Poems and guns. America. If it's a rabbit season or duck.
Let's see.
What do you want me to take a picture of? This cup?
Maybe. Or was it?
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Nice. Oh yeah, look at that. Double animal. Couple of mittens. Pulitzer Prize winning photograph. Do they give out Pulitzer Prizes for photos?
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dads love taking pictures of their offspring. Love it. Even on Mother's Day.
Dad, I...
Kill it!
Turn off your
Kill that beautiful man.
Focus on your target.
Yeah, don't want to distract you with this camera flash.
Do I have to do this?
You want to be a man, don't you?
You don't have to do anything. Great shot, Dawn.
Wow, that's an action shot and a half. Good work, boy. You have killed your first living thing. Wait a minute. Hold on, who's taking this?
I'm proud of you, Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Always remember that, okay?
Yep, you're a good murderer, Dawn.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn.
But you can make it
Just
talk.
focus on the camera.
I'm Mr. Deer! I mean, that's funny. But Dad, it's not even full.
Of all these stories,
Probably
that's
might have been
the one
full,
I wish
actually.
most that my mom had told me.
We've got loads of family members left. Let's finish the rest of them off. Secret door. Oh yeah. Into the crawl space. I'm going to get into the crawl space again. Get out of there.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Same origin story as James Bond. His parents climbing or something. Don't think there's any reindeer involved, but you never know. Gregory. Terrifying baby. Was that half human, half Kirby? No wonder they got a divorce with that baby. Yes, kid, it was your fault.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone?
When he was
Like
absorbing
funny
powers
as
by eating people. Remember that? Oh, he loved it. It's bath time. Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Yeah. Splash! No? Alright, get the ball, duck. No? Oh, nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Echo would be jealous of them.
Hold on, sweetie.
Yeah, I'm not getting that. I'm in the bath.
Hello?
Yes.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
Yes. Oh, power up. Ah, yeah. We'll go for a high score here.
What his world was like.
Yes. What my world looks like, mate. Let's just say I'm doing alright for rubber ducks. Yeah. He's the Magneto bot of specifically of frog bath toys. Yeah.
Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw.
Let's get that whale involved. Is the whale looking? Yeah, whale's looking. It's thinking, oh, how can I be missing out on this kind of fun? Yeah! Haha! Speaking of orca.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy.
Well, yeah, you got to remember about the serious side of life as well, baby. Oh, the bubbles are just only starting to kick off now. No! 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 I won't come out! Me and my friends are having a great time.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Yeah, most babies I know are into Tchaikovsky. Damn it.
I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Oh, hear what? Well, obviously I'm not going to hear it if you speak all weird and alien like that. Aliens. Okay. Collect the words on the shower. Huh.
I wish he could have told us.
That's right. Party time again.
About the world he saw.
Oh dear. Turn it off. Turn it off. Come now as we explore the underwater of Gregory the green fish monster.
About everything.
Is he part Gungan? Let's go see Boss Nass. He'll know what to do.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Unplug it. Yes. Everything's fine now.
I'm sure he's happy.
Ah.
He'd want me to be happy too.
Yeah. You got to keep an eye on your babies because before you know it, down that plug hole, man. Such a really exploring the light-natured side of death. And why not? About time. Poor Gregory. At least he didn't live long enough to become a supervillain because those frog bath toy Magneto powers would have taken over the whole world.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet... A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
So Gus isn't another baby.
Our father never put us
Yes, kite time! Oh man, it's been too long.
Mother said with teenage disregard.
Yeah!
He'd see a wedding in our yard.
I mean, really impressive little title, this game. I had no idea. I didn't think it was going to be as colourful, as imaginative, as varied,
Father made
as
him
interesting.
course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Meow. Meow. Nice. Good memories of flying a stunt kite with my dad on a beach in France,
But though he'd never met
which was Bonn,
we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
à la plage.
Husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Kiss the bride? Ew. Kiss the bride. Have you guys not seen my sweet kite action? Look at me! If anyone knows why these two people should not be joined in holy matrimony... Yeah, I do! Kite's got something to say! Right, what do we got? Or did he summon too many frogs with his powers? There we go.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh, have some of that, Dad! Oh, hey, I'm flying my kite, screw you! Ha ha! Nothing's more rebellious than refusing to stop flying your kite.
Wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Human. Can I fly this kite inside, Dad? I know I just gave you the finger. However, I'm proposing I bring my stunt kite inside. It's my +1. So, and I think he's ordered the beef. So if we could all get seated. Cannot go swimming because of it's not a thing. To not take serious. Well, I mean, like I said, this game, I do love the way it's. Like I said, the almost like the light-hearted way it's presenting such really, really tragic events, and obviously, and I know I'm trying to be entertaining right now, and yeah, failing often. But yes, epilepsy is not a subject to be laughed at. That's why I'm going to be sticking to kite humour from now on. Can't go wrong with that.
Rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had completed.
Ah, now don't invite the kite to the wedding, huh? Ah. I found some more words. And some more shit.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
Yes, it's interesting, isn't it? Death plus joy. The subject matters that can be tackled with modern gaming, huh? Ah, and the marquees that can be destroyed by kites! No! Oh, that marquee stunt boomeranged on us.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Found? Who?
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Should've just gone for it anyway. Strong name. However you look at it. Ironic that he was carried away by a gust of wind.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
This house is just the best. And we're climbing high, like I wanted. Oh yeah, look at this! So many little cozy nooks. Dawn and Sanjay. 86? No, that's not 80s hair. No, that's 2007 hair. But it's fine.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot.
Thanks very much, Mom.
Died.
Was it religion, politics, and what's the third thing you're not supposed to talk about?
My mom moved to India a week after
Spoilers, is it?
Got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Lewis! Solar panels, very good.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but
We've got to laugh, isn't it? Because
Edie
the story's
used to
just really sad when you think about it. Oh dear.
And for a while,
It's got a school.
things were good. Almost normal.
This place has everything.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Peephole.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Better than nothing. Wait, he doesn't have a 92 to when? Just checking. Could feel like a hidden item, like maybe a one-up or one of Cavassier's poems. Oops. Oh my god. Pac-Man has been here. Son of a bitch. Oh, cool. Pulley system. Thought we were going to sound the bells. 1992. What does that mean? Let's find out.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, this one's good. I do use mine. Amazing trigger use in this game. Varying speeds as well. Wow. This game's giving me vibes of Unfinished Swan as well. I don't know if you played that. Longest flipbook in the world. How many trees died for that, huh? 92 to 2003. Oh yeah, he was the one who died when the Finch album came out. That is the most tragic thing of all. Who's left? Lewis and Edie. Awesome room though.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
I mean, look at the room you're getting as a 10-year-old. Like, I mean, these paintings especially.
Happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Is this from the same developer or something? Right, there you go. There you go. Unfinished Swan was awesome, man. And I got Journey vibes from that game. And there's a Journey Easter egg, if I remember correctly.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Did not know that. I should have played this a long time ago. Rack, thank you once again for choosing this, for bringing it to my attention, and for hanging out whilst we play it. Going up.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room.
Yeah, but
until Mom got him
he's
a
got a
job
super wicked awesome room as well.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Yes, look through all the things. Yeah, look at all the peepholes. Peephole Pringle. I mean, come on, bro. This is where I'd be spending my time, you know what I mean? Me and Lewis. Oh, mate. And then Lewis one time he ate a whole packet of hobnobs to himself. I said, Lewis, you're mental. He said, yeah. Watch me. Then he opened a second packet. Death by hobnobs. His room's like a boat. This house is the coolest house in the world. Now comes a section you'll never forget. Take that involved. It's the best I've got right now. We're going to.
Lewis's room.
We're going to light up.
Very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Yeah, it's tough to get rid of the smell sometimes. Hey man, far out though. Come and hang out in this groovy room. Hey man. Looks like a Wonder Mega, and it's called the Wonderland Turbo. This is... I was going to say, Andy's done the right thing, plugged the game console into the fridge. Okay, we've got to talk about Feng Shui right here. No, do not put the fridge there. You know, these people's houses, they've got the, first of all, wall-mounted TVs. I always have to question, how do you easily change the HDMI cables if you need to? But also some of the people that they're mounted like really high. I was like, trying to finish my neck off? I'm just trying to watch This Morning or Bargain Hunt. But yeah, fire up the nice. Fire up that. Fire up that.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time
get
playing
cozy.
games together,
Yeah.
but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Hey, don't speak ill of the dead. Especially don't speak ill of the dead's ability to survive, video game or not. Too soon. Oops.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Yeah, that'll do it. Still though. Fish heads, do 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 do.
But he withdrew part of himself.
Can't leave that guy
In
there.
our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
Yeah, get over there, you. Ha!
His
Le
mind
piscine guillotine. Oh
Wonder.
yeah. Well, I'd rather be playing. I'm not a big top-down guy, but sure. Let's play the top-down RPG rather than the. I don't know though. Fish heads. I could do both. This is what all the dual analog training was building to. Everybody.
I asked him to describe it.
It's like a video game, dude. Get the net.
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
David Bowie was there. Ah.
He'd feel his way about.
Yeah.
Then something moved. Bats.
Oh. Bats! In every video game.
Toads.
Bats and toads. And a boss. Some sort of...
And things that have not names.
No, it's a dragon. Don't know what that is though, you're right, good point.
He knew it was all in his head.
Yeah!
But he took it very seriously.
It's dangerous to go along. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this fish. These fish.
I had hoped he'd find himself.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it, this bit? Nope. It's like that other game as well. Two brothers. Or just brothers.
But he found something more.
Yeah, the view change button.
I worried about him then.
The isometric level.
Daydreaming at the cannery.
Well, mate, he works at the cannery. I'd be worried about the
I
person who
spoke with
wasn't
his boss.
daydreaming.
But he said Lewis had become a model employee.
That's right.
Methodical.
Good looking.
Tireless. Focused.
Oh, right. Well dressed. 6 foot.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him.
You can't come and be in my video
seemed
game
very
festival as well.
promising at first.
Doc.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Yay, a dog friend. Don't accidentally confuse the fish and the
On the
dog.
edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Not bad.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
This is like Populous, but with fish decapitation.
Then he made musicians.
The only thing Populous was missing, let's be honest. Like you just don't care.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band.
Well, we all have. We all have. Me and Lewis, we jammed great together.
Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery.
Who are you going to talk to? The decapitated fish?
But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him.
Well, the guillotine.
That all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Like this! Yeah! Oh, never mind. Let's go over here.
He held an election for mayor.
Oh, did he win?
And he won.
Ah, there's a surprise. Who else ran? A Mario reference.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
Mario's a popular video game series.
It became a game for him.
Oh, my bad. Oh. How advanced is the game on the left going to get?
Conquer a city, then immediately push on.
This is awesome.
New Louisville.
Nice. Are we going to get Lewiston? Because that's the name I was thinking of.
St. Louis.
Okay. I like it.
He started drifting away from our reality.
Lewisham. Lewisham?
Minneapolis.
Hello.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him.
Well, yeah, I'm at Minneapolis, Lewis. Mum, this is my work. Leave. Got fish to kill. No, they're already dead. But just got to really make sure.
He heard rumours of her.
Handsome queen. Beautiful princess, handsome queen. Slay it, queen. Cool.
The queen was on her own quest for...
Radiant rainbows.
Radiant rainbows.
Aha! Let's try that again. Oh, come on, where's my time bonus? Or boost?
He followed the sound of her.
Electric sitar.
Electric sitar.
Play it. It's gonna be great. Come on, Wiz. Thank you.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Where he then, with the princess...
Even then, his logic remained sound.
Sup, queen? I cut the heads off fish.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
It's awesome, though.
But he was so proud of having created it.
Nice.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
A bit too fish-themed for me, but still top-notch town. Sup, subjects?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
What do you mean? He's the best at slicing fish.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Little Lewis-sized door here. Oh. It's weird that. Bloody Stockholm Syndrome with my fish. I miss them. Legalize Marai Jew Ane. I don't know what that is, but sure, legalize it. That's nice. Getting a bit of an old fat DS vibes with that. Cool. Look what happens when you take your eyes off the job, Lewis. All these fish.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Oh. So you better do something about it. This game is...
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Really dark underneath, isn't it? Sorry, dude. I've been training for this my whole life. Now watch this salmon decapitate you! Well, that's some good solid work you're doing there, Lewis. Promote that man. I've never heard of it. Lewis. This place is a mess. And these heads are giant. How big am I? Right. I'm going up here. Going to where I belong.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
King of the fish cutters.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Who cares about faces when you're the king of people with no faces? Can't wait to see what my bride looks like. There's a giant cat.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting.
Oh, it's Molly. I'm here, my bride-to-be. I've arrived second, which is a bit unusual, but maybe it's because I'm the champion. Coming out second.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Not much longer now. Very slowly making my way to the wedding.
There was only one thing left to do.
Marry the bitch. I am so sorry. It's our affectionate nickname for each other.
Then down his head.
This is a bit unusual, but okay, hey, you don't want to insult your new partner's customs. If this is her marriage customs, you better go along with it, or, you know... She's so beautiful.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
It's a pity he wasn't more headstrong.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Aww, that's so sad. Who, me? I think it's not that I think a walking simulator is a derogatory term. I think that term doesn't do this game justice, though. But it's good to be unprepared for all the amazing surprises it's had along the way.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral,
And you know,
my mom told me to start packing.
you've got to believe that this game, along with others like this, are going to help people deal with grief. And the power of video games to help with that kind of thing is very moving when I think about it. And I hope this has helped people through a tough time who have needed
She
it.
waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
What's going to happen? Does she finally finish the swan?
But I understand why we left.
Yeah, you don't deserve a house this awesome. 4th or 5th fridge we've seen. Look at it!
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Oh, yes, very much not the destination, but the journey.
For a long time. Maybe you should have come sooner.
Edith!
But it had to end.
What game have they released their next game since Edith Finch? God, I used to know the names of all the developers, but I can't remember their name now. And I wrote a review for Unfinished Swan.
To tell you about that last night.
It's about last night. Let's find out. Bedtime, yeah, to be honest. Pregnant bedtime.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word.
Not saying a word to anyone.
Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
Unforgivable.
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma,
Chinese.
you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open?
Yeah, let Grandma have a party, for crying out
Grown-ups
loud.
have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
But you've got to. The house is... Well, nothing's happening to the house, but you've got to leave. Oh no, it's turned into
the power had
pity.
been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
What other entrance? Is the game too loud, by the way? Has it been too loud this whole time?
Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave
I've turned
the
it down a
house.
bit anyway.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Hey, nice. Frog reference.
Have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about
Okay, do Iron Man 3.
that night. The tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
Ocean quake, surely not earthquake.
I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
That's what we were saying at the start of the game.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Bloody N64s. She shouldn't have been playing it on that.
I got turned around. I started seeing things.
Nice. The start of Unfinished Swan is completely white, and you shoot your black paint blobs to reveal the level and get out there. There's a trophy for doing it without shooting a single paint blob, but I didn't do it. Really, really difficult. Good idea for a trophy, though.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Like that sweet bong and the PlayStation, dude.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
My boomerang.
Or maybe I came back to them.
Come on. Just like that episode of Sliders.
I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
Oh.
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Mom, let go of it. Oh, nice one.
Mom dragged me to the car.
I want to stay in the...
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Edie! Great Grandma Edie!
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
What? Dead or left?
After that, we moved around a lot.
Oh, that is fun to do. I've not done that in a while. The old flying hand. Great technique, too.
To make the best of it.
Cool, look at that.
A few years went by.
These devs, their imagination. Look at it.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Mom, thanks for... No need for that. Oh.
She got better for a while.
Oh.
She didn't. And then I was alone.
Oh, man.
The last Finch left alive.
This is definitely the most moved I've been on stream ever. This is
Until I
heavy
found out
subject
about you.
matter. Not me.
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
My job.
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand
Who
things.
wants to live forever?
But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh, we're being born.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it.
Your womb's full of letters, lady.
I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now...
Oh, God. Is anyone going to live?
Things didn't work out that way.
Jesus Christ. Freedom! Get a job. Where?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it.
God.
It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh, man. Yeah, good luck, kid. Because you're going to need it with these genes. Oh, boy. Still, though, that house definitely takes the edge off, doesn't it? Family curse. Super awesome house. Giant Sparrow, you guys are really, really talented, and that's really sad as well. the game was stunning. That was a great choice. A perfect length for a stream. Really, really, really moving. Really beautiful. I love their, like I said, their imagination seems limitless. The ideas that they come up with are just stunning, fantastic. I'm quite moved to tears, don't you know? Giant Sparrow, of course. It's all coming back to me now. But yeah, I was a huge fan of Unfinished Swan, and it came out at that time where Journey was really big, and it was a great time for little teeny weeny little well, teeny weeny in download size, but huge in scope, imagination and emotion. Those little PlayStation exclusives of the time. And that was great. I preferred that to Gone Home. Just because of the surreal, imaginative flourishes. Oh, it's I like I said, like we mentioned, Rack, the combination of such joy with such a sad story is you could call it a risk, but wow, did they pull it off? And like I said, you know, you've got some young kids. You know, this could help explain to them what the grieving process is. And wow, what a deep, heavy conversation we're having right now on stream. Rack, thank you so much for your subscription. Thank you so much for choosing this game. I know that a subscriber Sunday choice in your hands is a good thing. And how about some Hellblade soon? How about some Hellblade soon? Man, that was good stuff. That was fantastic stuff. And yeah, we're not skipping these credits because these guys deserve acknowledgement. Acknowledge them. Just great stuff. Genova Chen, speak of the devil, the angel. Well, yes, that's the closest, that's the most emotional I've been on stream. In terms of, you know, being moved by such a sad story. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's showing everyone that there's hope in such dark times. Doing a Sporkle quiz naming the participants of every main event and think you will nail it, but then remember an NFL player main evented Mania 11 and I know no idea who it was. LT. Lieutenant LT Smash. Wow. Indeed. What a game. What a game and what a stream. I had a wonderful time. And thanks for sharing it with me. And Rack, thank you for sharing this choice and your subscription with me. To all subscribers, I say the same thing. And to all the Foxhouse, anyone watching, just thank you. Thank you for your time. Thanks for hanging out with me, Chris Fox. Tomorrow, well, I gotta say, I haven't decided yet, but tomorrow you'll either have Music Monday or Monday Gear Solids to look forward to, or hell, if I can't decide, why don't we just do bloody both? But everyone, that's tomorrow. And the stream today is now ended. I want to thank you for your time. as always. Don't forget the Joker. Remember, the final event is the Eliminator. I've been the Psycho Fox, and you, as always, have been the best. Good night.